Hello, my name is Ilona and today it's Monday, July 31st, 2023, and I wanted to take a look at the coups, the military coups happening in Africa, or specifically in Niger, that just happened, and it was the 7th coup or military coup that's been happening, that's been going on there. It also happened in Burkina Faso, Chad, Guinea, Mali twice, and Sudan. So lots of things are happening there, and it's very interesting to see they're removing the so-called democratically chosen presidents there that are of course backed by the US and by the, to me, dark energies. And so they're removing them. And there's also been a summit between Africa and Russia where Mr. P tries to extend his influence in Africa. He also agreed to send 6 African countries free grain because of everything that's happening with the grain, that there won't be any problems with food. So he actually agreed to that to avert a global food crisis. So that's very interesting. And there is also something going on in Niger. I just wanted to mention this is from a Dutch article, but apparently the Pentagon has a lot of influence, or at least had a lot of influence in that region. There are 1,100 American troops stationed in the country, and there are drone bases built in Niamey, I think I pronounced it correctly, and Agadez. And one of them cost $110 million. And of course, those are now at risk because they're not in the hands of America anymore. But interesting, they had so much influence. Another interesting fact that at the summit, apparently, Wagner boss Prigozhin was walking around shaking the hands with Ambassador Freddy Mapuka, a presidential advisor in the Central African Republic. And it's interesting, he was there at the summit to begin with, and he just announced that he's going to increase African presence for Wagner. So more and more troops will be sent there as well. So there's an interesting thing going on. To me, it feels like the Whiteheads are taking over more control there, taking care of the dark energy puppets put in place by the dark energies. But I just wanted to take a look with my cards what's going on there. And the first thing I got was the 9 of Pentacles. The central card is the 6 of Wands. Card in the past is the 9 of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Cups underneath the 6 of Wands. And for the future, we have the Chariot and the 7 of Pentacles. So to me, especially with this card, feels like the Whiteheads are, they are victorious in a way. They are taking care of these puppets there, making sure the influences stop. It's interesting to see. So I see this as a victory. They've been working hard to make sure everything will be handled as smoothly as possible. I also saw people actually out in the streets in Niger, clips shown where they were very happy and now looking forward to Russia and help from Russia. So it's very interesting what's going on there. It's about bringing people back to their feelings, their intuition. So I do believe changes will be made, but it will take some time. We have the Chariot moving away from something, but also the 7 of Pentacles. So I don't think the military will remain in power, but for the time being, they are now taking charge, and it will take some time, but they're moving away from these dark energies. They're moving away from these puppets. There will be, of course, there will be voting, obviously, ultimately, and there will be a new system with new people. But I do believe that it will take some time also clearing up. Maybe there are still some dark energies in the military there as well that needs to be dealt with. So it will take some time, but I think for now, they will take over the military, but ultimately they will give the power back, obviously, to the people again. But it will take some time. It needs to be, some work needs to be done. Some things needs to be cleaned. But this is a victory. And I do see it as a victory that they are taking back the power and ultimately returning it back to the people of Niger and the people there. Of course, the other military coups that happened is also about changing it, but it will take some time to change everything, to have it as smoothly done as possible and taking care of all these influences. And it doesn't surprise me at all that the Wagner troops are, increasing their presence there in helping other countries to liberate themselves as well. And changes will happen. It will take time, but they are moving away there. So this is really a sign of taking back control, taking back, the reins of this cart, so to speak, of their lives and what's going on in that country. So that's interesting to see. So to me, this feels like a white hat operations, and this is really about cleaning up. That's what it feels like. The second thing I wanted to take a look at in this video is, of course, the week ahead. What kind of week can we expect this week? And the energies for this week is the Two of Wands, the Four of Cups, and Temperance. Now, this is really interesting. To me, this feels like there are going to be some things, coming out that people will not be very happy about. This is really the card about resistance, the card about not accepting what's being offered. And this is a card about being a bit apathic, like being in a certain position but not knowing what to do, just standing still, just kind of going along with what's happening. And I think the things that are happening it's necessary to kind of get humanity out of this position and get them to, in a way, in a frustrated position, or at least that they're starting to realize that they need to step out of their comfort zone. And unfortunately, a lot of people need to be very uncomfortable before they get out of their comfort zone. And this is about healing. So I think some things will come out that really makes people angry or try to get them out of this position. And I shared a message from Bio Cladiston, if I'm not mistaken, on Telegram, mentioning that there are now psyops from the dark hats and from the white hats. The dark energies want to keep people here in this position, keep them fearful, keep them confused, keep them apathic, not really making any decisions. They want to keep people in this position. And the white hat psyops are to wake up people, to see, you don't want this. You need to, change. You need to get out of that comfort zone. You need to wake up. So a lot of things are happening. It's ultimately to heal people and to make them realize where they're at. But it's up to each and every one of us to decide what we're going to do with that. And if people are going to wake up or remain in here. Some people will always remain in this position, and some people will get moving and start to wake up. But it's for people that are already, looking at these things, from the people that are already aware of everything. This is not for us. So don't get caught up in all these things happening or confused. Well, if you do, see what that says about you. See if you can work through those triggers. Use it to heal yourself, because ultimately it doesn't really have anything to do with you anymore. This is just for other people in other groups to try to wake them up or try to keep them in this position. The dark energies will try to keep people in this position, and ultimately it's up to each and every one of us to decide what we're going to do, if we're going to wake up, if we want to get out of our comfort zone or not. But for the people that are already, aware, understanding what's going on, already working with their energies, of course, this is just more to watch, just observe the situation and don't get caught in everything that's going to happen. So I do think we're going to have quite a week ahead of us, but this is all about healing humanity, bringing in new energies. We've got the full moon tomorrow in Aquarius. And I think I see it more as energies coming in. And of course, there's all this debate about the moon, if the moon is real or not, that's fine with me. I look at the energies coming in, and I think a lot of interesting energies have been happening past week as well. I noticed I was quite tired last week. I really needed some time. I was exhausted at certain times. So we'll see what this week will bring. But I do think a lot of things will happen, trying to wake up people or trying to get them back into their place So we're going to see some interesting things coming out this week. That's the feeling I'm getting. But it's really about getting people uncomfortable so they'll finally start realizing things. And that's what this period is still about, trying to wake up as many people as possible. I do believe ultimately timelines will separate, but people are still getting the chance now and the opportunity to wake up. But it is a decision that we all, each one of us, have to make ourselves. You cannot force that on anyone. You cannot wake up people that do not want to be, woken up or do not want to wake up. That is really, it's not possible to do. We all have to make that choice. This is a free will zone. It's very important to understand that. Now, the 3 cards I got for the advice for this week is the Strength card, the World, and the Star. This is amazing. These are 3 major arcana cards. So I don't think this is just for the next week. This is for the coming period. Strength, finding our own strength, stepping into our own strength, seeing this beautiful new world we want to create, and that's we start creating it. It's up to us to bring in this energy and to start grounding it. I believe things with off-worlders, aliens will be more and more will be available. More and more information is going to come out. That's the Star for me as well. And hopeful times, positive times. This also stands for Aquarius, and we have the full moon in Aquarius tomorrow. So interesting energy about the brotherhood or that uniting of humanity. And I see this. These are beautiful cards. So this period as advice, really follow your heart, step into your strength, start seeing this beautiful new world, bring in those energies and just open your mind to all these beautiful positive changes that will ultimately are going to happen. We have to bring that in. We are here to ground this beautiful energy. And I also saw the back of the deck and I just was drawn to it. That's the Ace of Wands. How can we do that? How can we bring in this new energy? Doing things that we love. Doing things that make us enthusiastic, that makes us happy. And it can be very small things, but everything that makes us happy, that makes us smile, that just makes us, this bubbly energy or just this enormous energy. Maybe it's like a strength you feel. That will raise your energy. That is going to bring in that new energy, the new world. And it will, you will step into your strength a lot faster. So see how you can enjoy things, maybe even small things. Just start with small things. Doesn't have to be big because small things can have an enormous effect. So just see this coming week what you can do that makes you happy. And it doesn't have to have a result. Maybe you just want to draw something. Maybe you just want to write things. Everything that makes you happy, that makes you connected with yourself. And of course, obviously, if you're connected with yourself, with God, you're connected with everything around you. That will bring in a change. And enjoy life. Maybe meet up with people. Dance, sing. Like past weekend, I actually sang myself and I loved it. I love doing that. And just do what makes you feel good. Very important because we work with our dark side, with the shadow work, but it's also important to work with the lighter side as well. There needs to be a balance. So very important to bring in those energies. I'd like to leave it at this and I hope to see you in another video. Bye.